So last time we had talked about the collections network. We went through each of the collections and then we visited all the concrete classes. Since it's an interview question, the easy way to remember is that we have basically list, queue, and set here. And we also have uh, the top one is iterable and collection. So the green ones all are interfaces, and the orange ones, whatever you see here, all are concrete or implemented classes. Now, I have been discussing about interface, but we never declared an interface. So let's try declaring an interface today. Very simple interface we will declare, and then what we will do is we will override the methods inside that, and they will also go one step further in the interfaces. We will understand how to use interfaces for anonymous in our class. So let's call as interface example. We'll rename this file to interface example.java. So we'll declare interface example inside this. Let's first go to public and main and public static void main. Um, String args. Can I declare an interface here like this? Interface, and then interface name is calling us say hello, or I'll say interface greetings. Say hello. It takes name. So what does this return? We'll say it does not return anything. Then how do I uh, use this? So I will say greetings. Greetings greetings of type greeting. And then I will say is equal to new greetings. And then I'll override override the method say hello. Sorry, override the method greetings, not say hello. And then what we will have is that we will override this implementation. So I have done override of the method say hello. And I expect that when I run this program, it should print hello anonymous inner class. So far so good, but now let's see what the issues are one by one. What it is saying, quick fix, remove at override annotation. Why? Okay. Then what do they say? Syntax error, token, interface greetings, then complete block. So we'll try to resolve this first. So to keep things simple, I will just say hello. I'm not going to have any parameter to this. So I declare interface greetings. And then the interface greetings has a say hello method. It's it's not having opening and closing braces. And then I am having this greetings is equal to new greetings. It says cannot instantiate type interface example dot greetings. And the method say hello must override implement a super type method. What does it mean? So we declared an interface example, and then we declared interface method greetings, and we said void say hello. So this is an abstract method, and abstract keyword you need not use. By default, it is defined. Then you call the greetings, and then you did override, and then you said greetings dot say hello inside the main. You have a class which is closed here. You don't need this. And now let's try to execute this program. See if we get the result. So we got hello anonymous inner class. Now observe one thing is that the execution of anonymous inner class happens. This one happens only when we say greetings dot say hello. Let me comment this and then let's see if we get any output. No, there's no output because I did not call greetings dot say hello. So we are doing two things here. We are implementing an interface. We are not calling anonymous. We are not giving a name to our inner class. This is a concept of inner class greetings and how to declare an interface. Then we are running this, the Java application. So let's analyze what all we did until now. So let's see what's a Java inner class and functional class with which we are studying. We just finished an example. Let's analyze that example now. Understand the interface in Java, and in Java you use interfaces to have a clear separation between the method and classes so that there is no tight coupling between the interfaces and Javas. Tight coupling makes you impact the design whenever you have to make changes to the classes or methods. So that is why interface is used. This slide is not to explain the importance of interface, but just to focus on what is interface in Java. So what you see is you do see an interface as a vehicle, and then you see a start and stop. And then since vehicle is a generic method, vehicle can be anything. Vehicle can be a motorbike or a SUV or a car. So this is shown for a car. Car is implementing vehicle, that is interface, and then it's overriding the start method and stop method. So tomorrow when somebody else wants to implement this for SUV, he can do this for SUV. That's the clear separation between interface and Java. Uh, Now let's talk about anonymous inner class, and why we call this as anonymous inner class, because we will not give name to the inner class like last time what we had given. And another difference is that we already have an interface here. What are we doing is that inside our main, we are just calling the interface greeting of type greeting. We are instantiating that using the new keyword. Remember that there is no class name here. We are saying greeting is equal to new greeting inside the public static void main. Yes, outside there is a name for the Java class. The Java class name is example. But inside here, we are instantiating greeting is equal to new greeting and overriding the public void say hello method. And then we are calling the greeting dot say hello. So it's a bit confusing here as to what exactly we are doing. We are just calling a greeting and instantiating, right? can you instantiate a greeting like this using new keyword? That will be a question. Yes, you can, but when you do that, you're actually not instantiating a class, but you're instantiating a inner class and it is not having any name. All right, so now after we studied what is an interface, and we also studied enormous inner class, but what's a class inside a class? I should have taken that first. Let's see if we can take an example on that to quickly, you know, uh, have the concept of class, inner class. Let's go through that first. So I'm showing here an example of how to declare an inner class. Uh, let's have a package. Yes, package as AMRITHATEST, and this will rename it to outerclass.java. Then I have a field in outer class, string message hello from outer class. Then I have declared an inner class here, public class inner class. It has a method, public void display message. And I am just printing this method. So this is about inner class. Now I'm going to instantiate the outer class. Outer class is equal to new outer class. Now, how do I access this inner class? So when I say outer class, since this is just a member, you have to say outer class dot inner class. And then you have to give the type. The type is outer class dot inner class, and then inner is equal to new outer dot. So you have to pay attention here is that, you know, the type I am saying here is a bit confusing. It says outer class dot inner is equal to, how do I instantiate this is, I say outer dot new inner class. Why do I say outer? Because I have to always access first the outer class. Then when I am taking the outer, inside that outer, I am instantiating this class. So I have to use a new keyword and then I'm using new class. I just want to explain once again to be more clear. So when I say outer dot, outer is not having any method here, if you see in this code. So how do I, get the inner class here? So that is why I need to use the keyword new, and then I need to say outer dot new inner class. So I need to assign this to the inner class. Class equals outer dot new class. So far, so good that I'm able to access the inner class. Outer dot inner class cannot be resolved to a type. So I it is saying outer dot inner class cannot be resolved to a type. The reason being I have to address this as outer class dot inner class. Then when I say outer class dot inner class is equal to outer, and when I say the new keyword, then what does it say? Outer dot class inner class cannot be resolved to a type. So when I address outer class, when I take dot inner class and the type is inner, and when I say outer, when I use instantiate and then I use new inner class, this is the way we are going to instantiate and then call the method of this. So let's see, INNER dot. Does it have any method of display message? It's there. Okay. Now let's try to resolve this issue also. What it says. So the mistake it says is outer dot inner class cannot result to a type. It's the case problem here. Just make it capital and it goes off. Now let's execute this program. And when you execute this, what should you get? Hello from outer class? Yes, you got it. So the way I instantiated inner class is that, I referred the outer class and then I referred the inner class. But in my previous example, I did have a class which is interface example, but I had not declared an inner class here. If I declare, I had to give a name. But what do you do when you declare a class to instantiate that? You use the new keyword. So I'm using the new keyword, but remember that the way I'm telling you I've declared in class because I'm overriding a method inside the interface. So any class which you implement for interface, you are implementing the class because you are overriding the method and implementing the method. So that is why this is known as inner class. If you understand these two concepts of what is the inner class and how you can define an anonymous inner class, the concepts of Lambda will be very clear for you. So after seeing this example inner class, we have to see now what is a functional interface, right? What is a functional interface? It's given here. After you go through inner class, we'll also go through the functional interface in Java. But before we go through functional interface, we'll also go through. Let's come back to functional interface. We know how to declare an interface and override its method inside a class. But so we need to understand in the Java 8 they introduced this concept of functional interface. We need to understand what is the difference between ordinary interface and functional interface. So the difference between ordinary interface and functional interface is that you use the keyword add functional interface here and you have only one abstract method. So that is indication of a functional interface. So a functional interface has exactly one abstract method. It can have a default and static methods. And this is the start of Lambda expressions. Remember this, that our journey of reaching here and trying to understand Lambda expressions is complete now. Now you understand what's a Lambda expression. Let's come back to functional interface. We know how to declare an interface and override its method inside a class. But the difference between an ordinary interface and a functional interface is that in an ordinary interface, you can have a method, more than one methods, but in interface, functional interface, you have only one method, which is abstract. Of course, all the methods inside the interfaces are abstract, but here you can have only one abstract method the moment you put add functional interface. So you are putting one method, and when you call this method without giving any class name inside the public class example, you're saying greeting is equal to greeting is equal to, then you are calling directly the variable name and assigning, and you're doing a system.out.print.hello plus name. But observe what is important is not this one, the last sentence, greeting dot say hello. So I'm taking the interface greeting and I'm saying greeting dot say hello alias. When you say this, it is going to put the alias in the place of name, and then after that it's going to execute the first statement. Very important to understand here the sequence. The sequence first greeting dot say hello gets executed, and as soon as it gets executed, then the first statement gets executed. So this is functional interface. So now let's deal about the Lambda. This is our first example on Lambda expressions. And we will start using the Lambda expression operator in this example. So as I explained in the slide, you know, we are first declaring a functional interface here. And in, in that the keyword is interface greetings. Remember, there is no open brace or close brace here, but there is open brace and close brace in the method, and you can pass an argument to this. So this is the main class, public Lambda. I simply call, just as I call a class, I'm calling the interface with its name. This is the type greeting and small greeting. Observe here, this is a very important point. What I am doing is that uh, the name, whatever is their argument. So for that, I am giving the so this is the a Lambda example where I'm using name, and what I'm doing is that this is the operator arrow mark which I'm using. And what I'm doing is I'm passing the name here, system.out.println name. And what's going to happen is that when as soon as I call greeting.say hello Alice, it's going to call this class. So that's it about Lambda example. If you like it, hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Thank you.